DC and Marvel have had their fair share of sidekicks over the course of history. They have a variety of superheroes that have a dozen different kinds of psychic abilities, whether it's moving things with their mind, moving inanimate objects, or creating psychic shields. For today, I'm going to be going over the list of my top 10 personal favorite psychics, both from DC and Marvel. Now, I obviously couldn't fit every single one of my personal favorite psychics, so I'm just going to be going over my part 1 of my favorite psychics, and I might make a part 2. Alright, so let's start with my number 1 top 10 favorite psychic, which is the Stepford Cuckoos. Alright, of course I put these sisters at the top of my list, plus they're some of my favorite villains that have been featured on The Gifted TV show this past season. The Stepford Cuckoos are clones of Emma Frost, who inherited their mother's telepathy, and when they use their powers all together, they are just that much more powerful. I mean, if you want a basic idea of how powerful the Stepford Cuckoos are, just watch their episodes of The Gifted where they are portrayed by Skylar Samuels, because they freaking terrified me. Now, moving into number 2, Rachel Summers. I feel as though I couldn't make this list without including this strikingly gorgeous redhead. Rachel Summers is the daughter of Jean Grey and Scott Summers, who comes from an alternate future in which she is Scott and Jean's first child. She inherited her mother's telepathy and telekinesis, and also has access to the Phoenix Force, like mother like daughter, I guess. Now we are going to move into the trend of continuing with Scott and Jean's children at number 3, which is Cable. Alright, this big guy has got to be included here, since he's going to be portrayed by Josh Brolin in the upcoming Deadpool 2 film. Nate Summers is a member of the X-Force and is the clone of Scott Summers after he married a clone of Jean Grey named Madeline Pryor. Nate comes from the future with all of this OP technology that allows him to travel through time. Plus, he's got some pretty memorable moments and team-ups with Deadpool. That moves into number 4, and my number 4 spot belongs to the one and only Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman. Okay, I know some might argue with me on this one, but Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, is without a doubt a psychic. This member of the Fantastic Four is not just known for invisibility abilities, she can also project force fields and can control and manipulate objects with her mind. So therefore, that's why she's making this list as one of my top 10 favorite psychics. Alright, so shortly after Sue Storm, we have number 5, the Martian Manhunter. Alright, I just feel like people would kill me if I did not include J'onn J'onzz. And J'onn J'onzz is quite powerful. He is a very powerful psychic, because not only is he telepathic, but he can also phase, shapeshift, elongate his limbs at quite a long distance. Need I say more? Need I say more? That's moving into number 6, which is Professor X. Okay, I need to include Charles Xavier, as he is one of my favorite X-Men and one of Marvel's most powerful telepaths. Not only can Professor X read people's thoughts, but he can also do mind control as well. They even say in X-Men Days of Future Past that Professor X has the most powerful mind in the world. So powerful, in fact, that in X-Men Apocalypse, Apocalypse tries to transfer his consciousness into the Professor to take control of every mind in the world. Do you guys remember that movie? If you don't, go watch it. That is moving into number 7, Emma Frost. Alright, I actually have a love-hate type thing with Emma Frost. She's super cool, but she's also cold as ice and a definition of pure evil in my eyes. Emma Frost was the White Queen of the Hellfire Club, and not only has telepathy, but she can also transform her body into a pure, hard diamond form that can block out other people's telepathy. Reason why I kind of do dislike her is the fact that after Cyclops and everyone took down Apocalypse, Cyclops, was going through trauma, so she decided to put him through some therapy sessions to help him through it, which led into a psychic affair between the two of them sharing sexual and intimate thoughts with each other that were supposed to be for Scott's wife at the time, Jean Grey. Now, you can see why I kind of blame Emma Frost for Scott and Jean having so much trouble in their marriage. That is moving into number 8, Aquaman. Okay, I know Aquaman hasn't been taking that seriously in the comics due to how campy his look was back in the 60s and 70s with his blonde surfer boy look and orange and green Speedo type uniform he used to wear. But we need to admit, Aquaman is a psychic since he can telepathically communicate with fish due to his connections to all things in the sea. Plus, he's being portrayed by Jason Momoa now. Maybe that's why people are starting to take the character a lot more seriously and are starting to realize just how cool he really is. That's moving into number 9, Gorilla Grodd. Gorilla Grodd has got to be one of my top favorite Flash villains of all time. He's just freaking adorable. Gorilla Grodd has telepathy and ability to control others' minds. I love Grodd because everyone underestimates him. No one could ever expect a giant ape to attack them psychically. No one could ever expect that, and that is why Grodd is making this list. And that is moving into number 10, saving the best for last, Jean Grey. This is me saving the best for last. Jean Grey is one of the most powerful psychics in all of Marvel. She has telepathy and telekinesis, plus the powers of the Phoenix Force, which allows her to control and manipulate fire and other forms of matter. And Jean is very important. She is an important character as she is an Omega level mutant and has been resurrected at least 17 times if you're counting the Phoenix Resurrection comics that have been published this year. Plus, she just never stays dead, and each and every time she returns, she comes back so much more badass and so much stronger, and that is why she is on my list of my top 10 favorite psychics. Alright, can you name any psychics that are your favorite that I left out on this list? Leave that in the comments down below. Subscribe to my channel, leave a like to support the channel as a whole, and I will talk to you all in my next video.